So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and more specifically the Union Canal. And as you can see, we're back in the thick of it again. In our last episode, we just left off with a glimpse of lock number 30 just off in the distance. And I'm headed to that spot again here. And I can see it up ahead here again. Yeah, and actually, to be honest with you, I was here last week with the property owner. She brought me down here and I got a much closer look at it before you guys did. So that was kind of awesome. She brought me down here. And it is, of the ones we've seen so far in this video, minus Lock 57, which was, they kind of redid that one. This is the nicest one so far, besides that one. I think it has the most amount of the original stonework left as well. Oh yeah, she said I could go up and film her barn. Her barn is one of the original barns used for the Union Canal to house the mule teams and things like that who are using the canal, the towpath trail, to tow the barges through the canal. So we'll go and take a look at that barn. So thank you for that. All right, here I can see it. So let me turn you around. So here we go. Here is lock number 30. You can see the lock going right through there. Of course, remember, we would have doors on either end. Remember, the locks were used to raise the water levels for the canal. You can see quite a bit of stonework on the side there. I guess before I continue on too much further, I should say what all I planned for this adventure today. Well, we're already here at Lock 30. I'm planning to make, of course, up there Cricks Mill Road. I'm planning on making my way all the way down to what's called Charming Forge. And there's 4 locks in this section, 30 to 27. Here's 30 already. 29 we'll be able to see. I have permission for that property. I have permission for most of the properties here except the very end. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure how it's going to work out there, but Lock 28 I'm pretty sure we'll be able to see. Lock 29 is in pretty good condition yet. The property owners took me down there to see that one too. 28 I'm not sure how that one will be, and 27 I'm not sure how well we'll be able to get to that one. That one's on some property that I don't have permission for, and I'm not sure how close we'll be able to get to it, so we'll see what happens with that one. But that is the plan for today. All right, so enough of plans. Let's go ahead and take a walk through. Yeah, this side, still a lot of beautiful stonework up. This side's a bit collapsed. And she has found a number of these. There are some stones missing. She has found a number of them up by some of her barns up there and stuff. Whoever lived here before she did over the years took some of them away and used them elsewhere on the farm. But here's right where one of the doors would be. You can see some of the original ironwork for it. Some of the old bolts. That's cool that this stuff is still here. There's one down there. Beautiful section right here. You know, I keep mentioning in the videos that cut and dressed stone. This is the stuff we're talking about. Nice squared off and nice facing to it. Here you can see some of the indentations in the stones. These are some of the metal work would have gone for the doors. You can see some of the holes where the bolts would go in, and kind of chiseled out metal pieces would have been inlaid in there. Of course, this side's all missing, a lot of it, but then over here you have a section. Alright, so pretty cool that this is still, a lot of it's still here. Some, you know, the trees need to go. She talked to me about that. She'd like to get the trees removed, but she's not necessarily able to do that. And here we are at the end of it. Just about. Some more stonework. You can see some more of the bolts and stuff in there. Yeah, the canal would go up through there. You can kind of see it go through its pasture now. We'll head up there in a moment. This is intriguing too. There's a creek that runs right through here. Looks like some of the blocks from the lock are here. This definitely has a nice channel. It's lined with wood. There's even some old bolts in there too. Alright, so our canal does go up through this way, but we're going to take a detour, head up to her barn, check that out quick. Here's the bottom, or the front of the barn here. She pointed out the extra wide doors that enabled the mule teams to get in. See the old hinges on there. I thought it was interesting too. Sorry, I'm a lot of breath, but This stonework here is similar to the color of the stonework down the lock. But yeah. Was here in Union Canal days. Alright. Alright, so that was cool to be able to see some of her barn there. That's one of the original barns, because there's probably a lot of buildings that were here during the Union Canal days, but that barn was actually used, like I said, to house the mules that followed the towpath trail. And as you walk around the property, you can see where some of the stones and the locks are kind of up there. Some are used as steps and things like that. Not by her. She thought they want to drag them up there. All right, but I'm going to take a few more pictures of this lock since it's a nicer one, and then we'll continue on. All right, we'll continue on then. Got a bunch of pictures. Got GPS coordinates this time. Remembered my GPS. I do want to mention too, an appreciation for the landowner of this lock. She was offered $100 a piece for these blocks. Someone offered, was going to take them away, pay her $100 a piece for them. She said no. So thankfully for that. She loves history, and she's like, no, that's not going to happen. So I'm definitely thankful for that she did not give in to that. That just shows how this history is valuable historically, but it's also valuable in other ways too. Now we have this beautiful stretch to walk along here. Over here is the Topahawken Creek, and we're walking roughly on the towpath trail here. You can kind of see that raised part, and down here was the canal. Kind of hard to tell. You can still see that dip. But we'll take a nice open section to walk on rather than the thorns, but I'm sure we'll encounter thorns in a bit here again. The path is just full of these beautiful violets. You have these. We had these on the farm. I love these. The ones that are white with that splash of purple. Reminds me of that. Growing in the yard all the time. Sometimes our yard is more, weeds or stuff like this rather than grass. I think all that stuff's called, that's ground ivy up there. There's a lot of just regular white violets too, like these. Some white ones. And some that are just all purple too. Alright. Alright, let's keep going. I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I know I said it already, but this is just a beautiful section to walk along. Once again, the canal was in there, it's just filled in right now. The fence here roughly follows the towpath trail. And I know one of my viewers mentioned recently that when he watches these videos, the canal videos, and I'm walking along a towpath trail, he kind of envisions himself as being a mule, just walking along with me. And his mule name is Henry. So I thought that was interesting. That's kind of cool. And just like that, we're going to head into the woods again. You should be able to see the towpath trail, and here's the canal. So we're going to walk through this field of wildflowers. It's those yellow ones again, the lesser celandine. It's like a little trail going through here. Not too thorny either. Oh yeah, it's definitely a deer path. You can see all the deer tracks in there. So instead of the canal boats using the canal, these days the deer are. Yeah, just another beautiful section to be walking through. I'm gonna keep saying it, but once again you can see the canal shape here. Of course, in the spring like this, as you're walking along and you're stepping on the plants down below, a lot of these plants have a scent to them, not just in their flowers, but the leaves have a scent. Some of them are edible medicinal plants down here. That scent just wafts up to you. You know, back earlier there's some like wild mint growing. That's what I love about spring. It's the smells. Not just the feels, but the smells. And here they are, the thorns. We'll have to go back to our theme song. I was told we have a theme song now for this series. Yeah, in a previous video in this series, I cited that song. Oh, it's by Simon and Garfunkel, you know. Hello Silence, my old friend. Or was it Hello Darkness, my old friend? Sorry, I feel like I keep getting it wrong. We changed it to Hello Thorns, my old friend. That is what it feels like, although it just opened up down here. That's good. Yeah, so it's not so thorny down here. Up on the towpath trail, it's a bit more thorny, but even that seems to have opened up a little bit. So maybe we'll walk up on the towpath for a while. It's always like these sections where you have the creek, the towpath trail, and the canal right next to each other. And the woods are alive. The wildflowers out, the bees are out, birds singing. And we always end up in some tough sections, because here the canal's fenced off. Over here you have a marsh, and the towpath trail is just engulfed in thorns. So we gotta, no, we can squeeze through here. Look, there's a little path. Maybe through here. Oh, look at the thorns on these guys. Look at that. Look at that fella. That's what I gotta watch out for. And we have to end up walking through the mucky stuff anyway here, marshy stuff. Towpath trail is completely gone here. Alright. Yeah, underneath this grass is just like water. Alright. For a while here. Okay. Alright, so I believe we're crossing property lines here in a moment. The canal does continue that way. But the way we came was just, for the longest time, was just a marshy area following that fence. Of course, the canal is in there. My feet are still fairly dry. We're gonna, I want to avoid this fenced section. So we're gonna make our way along down by the creek a little bit. So we're roughly on the towpath trail. This fence line is kind of following it. And the canal is just off to our right. And the ever-present Tolpahan Creek. I think up a ways here, the canal is pretty much gone for a while. It's like a series of ponds and stuff. So we have another nice section to walk through. It's neither thorny nor marshy or boggy. It's kind of following the fence row again. Not much to see canal-wise, but it makes for nicer walking though. And up ahead when we get to the next property, their towpath is nicely maintained, and Lock 29 is on their property, and it is, from what I could tell, what they showed me, they took me down there like on a side-by-side. I looked across the creek at it. It looks like it's in really good condition. It might be the best one yet. Obviously, besides Lock 57, like I mentioned, or Lock 47. I think I called it 57 earlier. Anyway, the one that was restored. But the ones we're visiting now are just kind of in their natural state, unrestored state. And up ahead here is the first of those ponds. But in that tree way up there, there's some huge nests. There's herons nesting up in there. So we can zoom in. Yeah, those huge nests, those are herons. We're gonna be up there shortly. And I just remembered I forgot to make my private property statement. First of all, let me once again thank those property owners that are watching. Thank you for permission once again to do this. But as always, just because I'm here doesn't mean that anybody else just has permission to come here. If you want to check stuff like this out yourself on private property, you need to get your own permission. It's just not an open invitation. Me being here is not an open invitation for anybody to come here. Got some geese out in the field. And one of them doesn't necessarily belong there. I think you can tell which one that is. Oh, there's another different one in there too. Two slightly different ones. Those are like the Canadian geese, or the Canada geese. And those two are more domesticated ones that have joined the flock. The noisy one. Yeah, we're talking about you. Alright, we'll let them go, and we'll keep on going. We're getting up close to that tree with the big nest in it. I think the next property is up here soon. Block 29. Yeah, up in that big old sycamore tree are those nests. Those are great blue heron nests. This is their rookery. There was one up there earlier standing in the nest, but I think I probably scared them off. Unless there's one sitting in there, but can't tell from the camera. There's one more there. No, I don't see anybody. Maybe here's another one of those ponds where the canal used to be, but just up ahead is, we're gonna see the canal itself pick up again. We're gonna cross property lines here. Yeah. Right here's the canal once again, and here's our towpath trail. Oh, look, the May apples are out. One of my favorite plants. First time I've seen them. I don't like in a hiking video. This spring. Cool. There's some wild ginger growing down there. All right. So a little ways up here, the towpath trail's clearer. They keep it more maintained. All right, so just walking along and noticed all this white stuff. That is poo. That's heron poo, bird poo. And there's even some feathers down here. So that means, if you look straight up, let's go straight up. There is a nest up there. Another heron nest. The other tree is right behind us. So yeah, there's, make a mess down below here. All right, here we have a nice little trail to follow. As always, there's the Tolbakken Creek, the towpath, and over here's the canal. And Lock 29 is up ahead. This should be a cool one to see. I think most of the stone is going to still be there. So this is a pretty long section I'm doing today, but so far it's gone pretty quick because most of it's been kind of open like this, or pasture, a few thorny sections, but I think there's a section beyond this property that's going to be thorny, just from looking at the maps. Alright, so I believe I see it up ahead. Oh yeah, I can see it just past that fallen tree. Oh, I got ditched across here first. Yeah, so this one's in really awesome shape actually. And it's full of water too. Wow, look at that. Just a little bit of damage on the corner. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Looks like almost all the stonework is there. Makes a little bit of a collapse there. I think on the other side it collapsed a little bit. Alright, let's get closer. Oh yeah. It's cool because you have the water here too, because you can get a real good look. As long as I don't fall in. Yes, this one actually has the water going through it yet. Yeah, here's a little bit of collapse on this corner too, but that's the way it is sometimes. Cool. Yeah, here's looking up above. Yeah, pretty much the vast majority of the stonework is here. Oh, looks like a little section. Okay, that side has all the stonework in. This side over here, not so much, but I think most of it fell. I see a lot of blocks. Oh, there's a goose down there too. Don't worry, Mom, I'm not going to bother you. There she is. Try to avoid her. I don't want to freak her out. Yeah, but I think a lot of stonework is here. I think it just collapsed in. I see blocks in the canal. All right, I'm gonna back out here, let her alone. Once again, there's looking back at it. I'm gonna try and get down this side, see if I can get a view of it from down here. There's no water on this side. Yeah, there we go. Now we can look straight down the canal to the lock number 29. Yeah, there's stonework here, then it kind of collapsed in, but this wall is all complete. Corners are a little boogered up here, but compared to most of the ones we've seen, yeah, this one's better even than lock 30. Oh, got a goose behind me too. That might be her husband. All right. Awesome. All right, one last look, and GPS coordinates have been obtained. Yeah, it's cool to see one looks like this. All right, lock number 29. Even over there, you can see a little bit more of the when you zoom in, like the ironwork. That's where the door would be right there. You see them sticking out there. Bolts that would have held the big, huge wooden doors in place. All right, but awesome location. Yeah, thanks again to the property owners for allowing me to be down here. This is awesome. All right, but we have to let it go and continue on. We'll stay on their property for a bit more here. We get to the next property where lock 28 should be. And then once again, we're just moseying on down the towpath trail. I guess I gotta think of a mule name for myself too. I was thinking like Clyde or Cletus or something like that. Some good old-fashioned name. Just continues to be a beautiful, easy section to walk along. As I stated earlier, I think that's going to change a little bit here. The next property, I don't believe it's maintained at all. It's just going to be probably a bunch of thorns. But lock 28 should be in there somewhere. And maybe right on the edge of that property is lock 27. That's what I'm hoping. It's kind of difficult sometimes to tell, but you're looking at the old historical maps where the lock is, comparing it to Google Maps and the tax maps where the property lines are, and just to see exactly where lock 27 is. I think it's mostly on the property that I don't have permission to be on, but I'm hoping we might be able to at least see it from the other property, or maybe from the creek itself. We'll see. I think I just crossed property lines, or maybe not just yet. My trail disappeared. And we have a stream crossing. Gotta find a way across without getting wet. I do have my waders along, but I don't really feel like putting them on right now just yet. I should be able to get across here somewhere. So I was looking for a place to cross, and I just noticed something really interesting down here. There's some old beams of wood. There's one there and there's one right there. And this is the towpath trail right here. Kind of doesn't look like it. This stream kind of cuts through the canal right now. The canal goes that way. But I'm thinking this is part of the Union Canal then. See some other timbers up there. can see that in the video. Right there, right there. So there could have been an aqueduct across here too of some sort. Maybe this just, these beams were part of just, I'm just trying to think right here. It's interesting though, that's old wood then. We gotta reach down and touch that. Yeah. That's interesting. Actually, just looking further up, I see there's horizontal pieces going across there. Let me zoom in for you. See that they go, where's my thing, my blurry, they go across like that. So I'm not sure. What if it's just, yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what that is. You're just checking that all out. There's some rock rubble. That's the towpath trail, because you can see the hump for the trail. That's all fill right there to raise the towpath trail up, and that's right on top of that. So I wonder if that was built to hold all that up, because there's stonework there, so maybe there was some kind of aqueduct that came across here. There's more larger pieces of stone in there too. Kind of interesting. Maybe it was like some kind of wooden, I don't know, wooden bridge of some sort. Just trying to think. But as always, if you have a better idea, you can let me know. It's not a modern bridge of any kind, because all the wood goes under the ground up there, so the material for the towpath trail is kind of on top of it. That was put in there in the 1820s, so it's pretty old. Alright, I gotta find a way across now. Well, I didn't make it across yet, but I noticed there's the one piece of wood, there's the other one, and looking over here, I noticed there's another one going across right here. So 3 pieces of wood. Alright, we have made it across. Once again, you can see those pieces of wood. Third one up there. That's pretty interesting. Alright, but we got to continue on. That wood is definitely canal related. I wonder if there was culvert, an aqueduct over that stream. That wood is remnants of that. Alright, but here we are back on the towpath, and our canal is over here. Tolpahocken Creek is a little bit further away, out over there. Alright, so we are on the next property now, and Lock 28 should be along here somewhere. A little more ways down yet though. I have no idea what condition this one's in. That's part of the adventure that was figuring that out, discovering it, I guess you could say. Alright, so we are walking in the canal once again. It's actually pretty open in here. Not as thorny as I thought it was going to be. A little muddy in here, but that's not sinking, so. So looking ahead for Lock 28, like we said. Alright, so I do believe I see it up ahead. Kind of narrows in up there a little bit, but it looks heavily overgrown. We'll find out in a bit here. Yeah, starting to hear some road traffic again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it up here. Yeah, let's get a little closer though. Yeah, this, oh, there goes a duck. Yeah, I was gonna say, this has to be it. Up here. Notice it fills in with water here again. Okay, it's gonna get mushy. Yeah. You see how it narrows in right there? That's the lock. I don't really see much of it in the way of stonework though. Which I kind of wasn't expecting for this one. It's not too far from the road, so it's easy to get to. Those are the ones that get their stone robbed away. There's a little bit of stonework right here on the edge though. Yeah, here we go, Lock 28 though. There's some stonework right there. We have found it. Okay, here's some stonework though. Right along here on the edge. Lock 28. Yeah, and here's even some of the old hardware yet. Whoa, hardware yet. Where the door was. the bolt that held the door in place there. So there's still some stuff left here. But this side's all gone. Although I think I see a little bit up there. Just a little bit down here yet. Alright, so lock 28 is found. Got the GPS coordinates for it too. We should be able to walk through this one. Tell you what, this is fun though, just trying to come across these. Alright, the next challenge, lock 27 should be just literally just down below this one. I'm not sure where the property line is, really. But we'll, I guess, I don't know if they'll posted signs down here or not to mark the boundary, but we'll see what happens. Like on the map, on the old historical maps, they look like they were just boom boom like that, but we'll see. The only way we'll find out is if we get going. Still making our way through lock 28, that's back where we came from. Still heading up through it, you can see some stonework there. And even off on this side, there's still some stonework. So they haven't taken all of it through here yet. This one's just really overgrown too. Alright, gotta make way through here. Alright, so we'll continue on for at least for now. Got some muck across here. Yeah, so 27 should be right up here somewhere. So I believe up ahead here is lock 27. Not entirely sure, I don't really see any stonework, but it kind of narrows right here. Anyway, I'm not really sure whose property I am on at the moment, so I'm going to make my way to Creek, finish out down that way. But I'm going to guess that this is where it is, roughly. Alright, so here's the bridge that the Towpath Creek goes across. We were just, I don't know, a ways down there somewhere. Here the creek kind of curves away. The canal kind of goes up through there. There's like a neck here that the canal cuts across. But this is the property I don't have permission to be on. So, but the canal should make its way actually across up through here. So we'll look down through, maybe see something from the road regarding lock 27. Not sure if it was where I was at or if it's... Actually, I see something up here. I don't think it's a lock though. Looks like a foundation. Yeah, they have all kinds of signs here. Yeah, right down there is some kind of foundation to a building or something. Maybe an old mill or something. But the canal is on the other side of that. I don't think that's the lock. Well, I see part of it down here too. But I'm pretty sure the canal is just over. Anyway, that's what I'm guessing. Because there's another bridge up here. Just on the other side of the road from those ruins. We'll be up there in a moment. Here's another old barn. Ruins of Union Canal Mule Barn. 1827 to 1884. Our old structure here. Yeah, so this is intriguing, but I don't believe this is the canal or the lock. That goes to that foundation, which I'm going to guess is a mill. Because back behind us somewhere is an old dam. I think it's like the mill race. Pretty sure this is the canal up through here. So lock 27 was back there somewhere. Man, I can't. I'd love to just explore down there, but I don't have. Well, there's a sign there for Charming Forge. Might check that out. But here's that mill race, I'm going to call it, going up this way, and over there's the canal, and there's something interesting right there. I was like, I wonder if that's like an old tunnel for the canal. I know out this way is public property. It belongs to the Fish and Boat Commission, so I got to double check the property lines when I get home, but I think we might be allowed to be down in there, to be honest with you. I'll double check again. That is intriguing. Yeah, but this is Charming Forge, really old place. But I could not get their permission to be on their land, unfortunately. They do have a sign here for it. Charming Forge, erected by 1749 by George Nickel and Michael Miller. Operated 1763 to 1764 by Baron Henry William Stegall, okay, who named the forge. A little bit more information there if you want to read it. Looking back up that way, I can see some concrete. I think that's the remnants of the old dam up there. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I will be able to be down here. I'm just gonna wait to do that till the next episode. We'll save that mystery as to what this is in the next episode. All right, but as far as lock 27, yeah, I guess we were close to it. Couldn't quite tell, but it was back there somewhere. But that's the way it is with these videos. Like I said at the beginning, it is what it is, and we can only do what we can do at times. So maybe I'll get permission at some other time to be back here a little bit more, but I don't really have the connections to talk with them so much, I guess. I did send them 2 letters, but they didn't respond. All right, well, I think we're done for this section. I just got to do a bit of, well, a little bit more, a bit of a road walk back to where I parked. So it was fun. Got to see 3 locks for sure, and maybe the 4th one, but that's the way it is. All right, I will see you on the next adventure. We'll find out what that mystery is, and then I think the next adventure, yeah, we have locks 25 and 26 and 25, losing count here, to check out. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.